The South African Meat Importers and Exporters Association has welcomed the suspension of anti-dumping duties on chicken imported from Denmark, Brazil, Poland, Spain and Ireland for 12 months. The association says the decision is a major win for millions of cash-strapped South African consumers. For more reaction on the story, we're joined by the SA Meat Importers and Exporters Association CEO, Paul Mathews. Paul, firstly, let's talk about the significance of this decision. What does it mean for traders like yourselves?
Afternoon, Kathy. I don't think there's much gain for the traders themselves, as a lot of those markets that we import from have been closed for quite a while. So, in fact, the whole of Europe for poultry has been closed for over 13 months already due to AR. But I think the win here is definitely a relief now on price increases from the local guys for the South African consumer. As you're aware, is that when duties are applied, and whatever those duties may be, the local guys then take up their price or increase their price against those duties. Then obviously the South African consumer has to feel that extra every month in terms of their purchases. So it's definitely a win more for the consumer than as our industry as a whole.
Of course, chicken remains amongst the most affordable proteins that South African consumers tend to lean towards.
Correct. And, ever since COVID and obviously then the July riots and obviously now the floods in Durban in July of this year, we see a lot of the lower income consumer battling to make ends meet. And obviously with the price increases and obviously the effects of the war with the Russia-Ukraine, so your input costs are up. We've seen that the fuel costs, it's hard for the consumer. And with that budget they had or they have to get their main staples such as oil, maize and those, and not buying a protein because they can't afford it. So let's hope now in the next 3-4 weeks we can see some sort of relief and prices not increasing anymore as we've seen over the last 10 months, the 10% increase in prices.
Would you expect it to extend to any other meats?
No, so it's just really the poultry sector in South Africa that really seeks a protection. If you look at the pork, lamb and beef guys, not really. Although there are issues with other meats in terms of foot and mouth at the moment in the beef industry, is that is causing a little bit of problem with supply and demand. So obviously the price does increase there. But at the end of the day, poultry has always been the most affordable protein for the South African consumer. So that has really been our focus.
How soon are you expecting the effect to kick in, especially for consumers?
So, Kathy, we'll need to manage this or see what happens over the next 3 weeks, as new stocks come onto the shelves. So we'll be managing, or we'll be reviewing that. Obviously, we still need to get more detail from Minister Patel in terms of what ITEC's report on those duties were. So we'll obviously be looking into that. But if we don't see a decline in price, obviously the association will carry on lobbying with government to see how we support the consumer.
And I suppose very close attention will also have to be paid to the retailers to ensure that they're passing on that effect to the consumers.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're hoping the message also gets into the retailers and to support. So yes, so we would also hope that they would come to the party as well.
Meat Importers and Exporters Association CEO Paul Mathews will leave it there for now.